In today's video, we're diving into a unique topic that's affecting multiple countries across Africa. Have you ever wondered what it's like in countries where women vastly outnumber the men? This may sound like something out of a fantasy novel, but it's a real phenomenon in various African nations. Imagine being a single woman in a place where there just aren't enough men to go around. It's not an isolated incident, and the reasons behind this trend are fascinating, complex, and often deeply tied to culture, economy, and societal norms. In fact, one of the last facts in this video will absolutely surprise you, so you won't want to miss it. So, get comfortable, grab a coffee, and join us as we explore 10 African countries where the gender imbalance is more than just a statistic. By the end of this journey, you'll have a deeper understanding of the challenges faced by women in these nations. Before we get started, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our next fascinating exploration. Welcome to World Marvels. 10. Nigeria's gender gap. Let's kick things off with Nigeria, Africa's most populous country, with over 200 million people. You can imagine how diverse and vast this country is, with varying regions, cultures, and practices. Among the millions of Nigerians, there is a stark reality. There are far more women than men, particularly when it comes to the age group where people typically marry. The disparity is particularly noticeable in urban areas, where the number of women looking for partners is disproportionately higher than the number of available men. So why is this happening? A major contributing factor is polygamy. In many parts of Nigeria, especially in the northern regions, polygamy is still a common practice. It means that one man can have several wives, which automatically reduces the number of eligible men for the women. But the situation doesn't stop there. Migration is another critical reason for this gender imbalance. A significant number of Nigerian men leave the country in search of better opportunities abroad. Whether it's for better jobs or just to escape the difficult living conditions, many men seek work in places like Europe or the Middle East. This leaves behind a large number of women who are left single, with fewer men to choose from. Moreover, Nigeria is facing significant economic challenges. In many cases, it's not that the men don't want to marry, but rather they can't afford it. In a country where many people live below the poverty line, the financial burden of marriage, especially when it comes to starting a family, can be overwhelming. This financial strain leads some men to delay marriage or, in some cases, not marry at all. The economic instability has created a situation where women have to wait longer for marriage, resulting in a greater number of single women. 9. South Africa's struggles. South Africa is known for its beautiful landscapes, rich culture, and vibrant cities. But behind this colorful exterior lies a sad reality for many women. Like Nigeria, South Africa also struggles with a significant imbalance between the number of men and women, particularly among the younger population. Despite the advances made in gender equality, there are still deep-rooted issues of gender discrimination in the country. The legacy of apartheid still affects the economic and social standing of women, and this translates into fewer opportunities for women in many sectors, including education and employment. Women in South Africa often find themselves in a difficult position when it comes to love. While many are highly educated and successful in their careers, societal expectations still place pressure on women to prioritize family over career. This creates a dilemma for many women who are caught between their desire for independence and the cultural expectation to marry and raise a family. Furthermore, many women are still expected to sacrifice their dreams and ambitions to care for their families, which can further delay or prevent marriage. Another important factor contributing to the high number of single women in South Africa is migration. While migration in Nigeria often involves men leaving for work abroad, in South Africa, the situation is a bit different. South Africa sees an influx of migrant workers, especially from neighboring countries like Zimbabwe and Mozambique. These men come in search of better job opportunities, but many of them end up forming new families and leaving their partners back home. This has created an imbalance where, in some parts of the country, there are fewer men than women, making it more difficult for women to find partners. 8. Kenya's high single population. Kenya, with its vast savannas and breathtaking wildlife, is another country where women face an uphill battle in the dating world. Despite being a nation full of life and energy, a large number of women in Kenya find themselves without partners. What's driving this trend? Cultural factors play a significant role in Kenya's gender imbalance. Many Kenyan societies have strict expectations about marriage. Women are often expected to marry at a young age, have children, and focus on raising their families. For women who want to pursue careers or personal growth, these expectations can feel stifling, leaving many single. Additionally, the traditional view that a woman's value is tied to her role as a wife and mother is still prevalent in many parts of Kenya. For women who seek to break free from this mold, finding a partner who shares these modern views can be difficult. Moreover, economic factors contribute heavily to this imbalance. In Kenya, like many African countries, there are significant economic challenges. Many young men struggle to find stable employment, which leads them to delay marriage. On the other hand, women who are able to secure jobs and support themselves may not feel the urgency to marry, further widening the gap between available men and women. As a result, many women in Kenya choose to focus on their personal and professional growth while delaying or even forgoing marriage altogether. 7. Ethiopia's traditional challenges. Ethiopia, with its deep historical roots and rich culture, faces similar gender imbalances among its population. As a country with one of the oldest cultures in Africa, Ethiopia is known for its deeply ingrained traditions, especially when it comes to marriage and family life. These cultural norms often place women in a more difficult position when it comes to finding a partner. In many Ethiopian communities, marriages are still arranged by families, and the pressure to marry young is intense. While this can provide stability, it also limits the choices available to women. In a society where family approval is paramount, personal desires and preferences often take a backseat to tradition. Furthermore, the emphasis on women becoming wives and mothers can overshadow other aspirations, such as education and career advancement. Many Ethiopian women find themselves trapped in a cycle of cultural expectations that leave little room for personal growth or romantic freedom. Another factor contributing to the high number of single women in Ethiopia is the economic challenges that many women face. While Ethiopia has made strides in education, economic opportunities remain limited, especially in rural areas. Many women find themselves focusing on supporting their families rather than pursuing romantic relationships. With limited resources, the pursuit of love often becomes a luxury that many cannot afford. In these circumstances, women often delay marriage in favor of improving their financial situation, further contributing to the gender imbalance. 6. Ghana's economic impact on relationships. Ghana is a country known for its lively music, colorful festivals, and warm hospitality. However, despite these vibrant aspects of the culture, there is a significant issue affecting many women in the country: the high number of single women. While this might sound surprising at first, the reasons behind it are rooted in various social, cultural, and economic factors. Much like other African countries we've discussed, the gender imbalance in Ghana is tied to deep-rooted challenges that impact women's ability to find a partner. One of the major contributors to this imbalance is economic hardship. For many women in Ghana, securing stable employment and achieving financial independence is a daily struggle. This financial pressure often leads women to prioritize work and personal growth over relationships. As women increasingly take on the responsibility of supporting their families, they may feel that marriage is a luxury they cannot afford. Men, on the other hand, may be hesitant to marry if they feel they cannot financially support a family. This creates a situation where many women remain single, focusing on their careers rather than love. Additionally, the migration phenomenon also plays a role in the gender gap in Ghana. Like many African nations, Ghana has experienced significant migration, both within the country and across borders. Many men leave rural areas for urban centers or even migrate abroad in search of better opportunities. This leaves behind a surplus of women in the rural areas, many of whom struggle to find partners. The result is an ever-growing number of single women in regions that are already economically disadvantaged. Moreover, societal expectations in Ghana add another layer to the issue. In many communities, there is immense pressure on women to marry and start families. These expectations often clash with the reality of financial instability, further complicating the situation for women who wish to pursue their own careers and independence. It's a delicate balance between fulfilling personal goals and meeting societal pressures, and unfortunately, many women find themselves on the outside looking in when it comes to relationships. 5. Tanzania's changing traditions. Tanzania, known for its rich cultural heritage, wildlife, and stunning coastlines, is yet another African country grappling with a growing number of single women. While the country is full of life and opportunities, many Tanzanian women find themselves without a partner. As is common in many African countries, Tanzania's culture and traditions significantly impact marriage and relationships, and these traditions can often leave women at a disadvantage in the dating world. One of the primary cultural factors that influence marriage in Tanzania is the tradition of dowry payments. In some Tanzanian communities, the groom must pay a dowry to the bride's family before the marriage can take place. This practice, though a long-standing tradition, can be a significant financial burden. For many men, the cost of the dowry is too high to afford, delaying or even preventing marriage altogether. This places women in a difficult position, as many find themselves waiting for a partner who can meet these financial demands. In addition to dowries, Tanzanian women are increasingly focusing on their education and careers. More women are attending school and entering the workforce, which has led to a shift in societal expectations. While women's independence and career pursuits are admirable, they often delay marriage in favor of personal growth and professional development. This, coupled with the cultural importance of dowry, means that many women find themselves unmarried longer than they might have anticipated. Another challenge for Tanzanian women is the economic situation. The country's economy, while growing, still struggles with poverty and unemployment. As a result, many young men lack the financial stability needed to support a family. This creates a situation where women are left to wait for men to meet the expectations required for marriage, or they focus on their careers and independence instead. 4. Uganda's shift in priorities. Uganda, often referred to as the Pearl of Africa, is a country with breathtaking natural beauty and a youthful population. Despite the vibrant spirit of the country, Uganda faces a unique demographic situation, with many women remaining single. Interestingly, Uganda has a population that is extremely young, with a significant portion of the population still in the age range where marriage is expected. So, why do so many women remain unmarried in Uganda? One of the main factors is the country's economic challenges. Many Ugandan men, especially in rural areas, struggle to find stable, well-paying jobs. As a result, many young men are not in a position to marry, delaying the age at which they settle down. This leaves many women without partners and increases the number of single women in the country. Moreover, Uganda's educational landscape is changing. More and more women are attending school and gaining access to higher education. While this is a great step forward for gender equality, it also means that many women are delaying marriage to pursue their academic and professional goals. Marriage is no longer seen as the ultimate goal for many Ugandan women, especially as they gain more independence through education and work. This shift in priorities has resulted in an increase in the number of single women, as women are now more focused on their careers and personal growth than on starting families at a young age. On the other hand, some traditional expectations are still present. In many parts of Uganda, women are expected to marry early and become mothers. These cultural pressures create tension for women who want to pursue education or careers before settling down. As a result, many Ugandan women find themselves torn between societal expectations and their own personal aspirations, further contributing to the growing number of single women. 3. Angola's struggles after war. Angola, a country with a stunning coastline and vibrant culture, has a history marked by long periods of civil conflict. The impact of this war is still felt today, and it has led to a significant gender imbalance in the country. Many men lost their lives during the Civil War, which spanned several decades, leaving behind a large population of women who are unable to find partners. While Angola has made great strides in rebuilding its economy and infrastructure, the consequences of the war still affect the social fabric of the country. The loss of so many men in the war meant that many women were left without the opportunity to marry. While many of these women are determined and resilient, the reality of the gender imbalance remains. As the country continues to recover, the situation for women is slowly improving, but the scars of the war still shape the lives of many Angolan women. In recent years, Angola has seen a shift in attitudes. Many women are no longer willing to settle for just any partner. Instead, they are focused on finding a relationship that values equality, respect, and partnership. Women in Angola are increasingly seeking independence, focusing on education and career development, and ensuring that their personal aspirations are met before they settle down. This cultural shift has led to more women remaining single, as they hold out for partners who meet their expectations. 2. Mozambique's economic struggles and traditions. Mozambique, a country with beautiful beaches and a rich cultural heritage, has found itself grappling with a significant number of single women. Like many African nations, Mozambique has its own set of challenges that contribute to this growing issue. Economic instability, traditional practices, and the lingering effects of past conflicts all play a major role in the country's high rate of unmarried women. One of the key factors contributing to the high number of single women in Mozambique is the country's history of war. Decades of civil conflict resulted in the loss of many men, leaving behind a significant imbalance between the genders. While the country has made significant progress in rebuilding, the consequences of this long-standing conflict are still felt today, particularly in rural areas where women outnumber men. In addition to the effects of the war, Mozambique also has a tradition of polygamy. In some regions, it is common for men to have more than one wife, which reduces the number of available bachelors for the women. The practice of polygamy is still prevalent in rural areas, making it difficult for many women to find a partner. As a result, the single women in Mozambique find themselves in a situation where their options are limited, both due to the fewer number of available men and the traditional expectations that still influence marriage practices. Economic struggles also play a major role. Mozambique is one of the poorer nations in Africa, and many people live below the poverty line. The cost of marriage, from dowries to the general financial demands of starting a family, can be too much for many men to handle. This often leads to delays in marriage or, in some cases, the decision not to marry at all. Women, meanwhile, often focus on securing their own financial independence, especially in urban areas, which further delays or prevents marriage. 1. Zambia's unique demographics. Zambia, a country known for its stunning landscapes and rich wildlife, also has a demographic situation that results in a significant number of single women. The gender gap in Zambia is particularly pronounced, and this imbalance is due to a variety of factors, many of which are rooted in health and social challenges. One of the most significant reasons for the gender imbalance in Zambia is the lower life expectancy of men. Zambian men, on average, live shorter lives than women, which directly contributes to the high number of single women. This disparity in life expectancy can be attributed to several factors, including the prevalence of diseases such as HIV/AIDS, which disproportionately affect men. High rates of violence, accidents, and other health-related issues also contribute to the shorter lifespan of men. As a result, many women find themselves living longer and remaining single as they age. Another issue that affects the availability of men for marriage in Zambia is the country's economic challenges. Many Zambian men, especially in rural areas, struggle to secure stable employment. Without a steady income, many men are unable to meet the financial expectations for marriage, which delays or prevents many relationships from progressing. For women, economic independence has become a priority, leading them to focus more on their careers and education than on marriage. This shift in priorities has contributed to the growing number of single women in Zambia. Moreover, like in many African nations, cultural expectations also play a role in shaping the dating landscape in Zambia. While women are increasingly empowered and focused on their personal development, societal pressures to marry and start families still exist. Women are often expected to marry at a young age and fulfill traditional roles, but many women are now opting to delay marriage or choose not to marry at all until they achieve their personal goals. From Nigeria's polygamy and migration to Zambia's demographic challenges and Ethiopia's traditional expectations, each country offers a distinct perspective on this growing trend. We've seen how economic struggles, migration patterns, and cultural pressures create a landscape where women, despite their strength and resilience, often find themselves without a partner. We invite you to think about the experiences of these women and the societal shifts they are navigating. It's easy to overlook these realities, but understanding the challenges faced by women across the globe is essential for fostering empathy and support. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What do you think are the main factors influencing the high number of single women in these countries? Are there any other African nations you'd like us to explore? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your opinion. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to World Marvels for more fascinating content. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you in our next adventure.